Welcome to Profiting Forex Trading. I'm glad to come your way again, and happy new week to you. Today I would like to show you yet another simple strategy that you can always use to trade. Today I'll be adding few indicators for these strategies, and the first indicator I'm going to add is what is called a stimulator, and here is the indicator. You do not need to change anything, just click OK, and here is it. But before I move on, I may want to change the background, or we can leave it the way it is. Want to change this stimulator property. There's the color, the input, but you can just leave it the way it is right now. And the other indicator I'm going to add is STI Obos. STI. Okay. Let me add it to my chart also. But in this case, now let me do the first way. And here is it. You have the two indicator, but most of the time I don't actually want to see this line. I only need the arrow, and the best thing I do, what I normally do, is to drag the indicator on top of this one and remove other property. Just click on this particular indicator and drag it. Just drag it on top of this. Then the property, you can change it. I don't need the yellow and the other color. I only need the arrow. And if you want to change the properties of this one, you can just, instead of having that one, you can just write anything you want, or leave it that way. It doesn't change anything. And here is it. And the other thing, I think the Obos, STI Obos, the black property is still showing, which I would like to change. This black, I don't want it. I only need the arrow. Okay, here is it right now. Everything's okay. And the next indicator I want to add, I would like to add symbol changer, so that we'll be able to navigate from one pairs to another. Let me change it right now, and here is it. Make sure you change this one to manual if you have selected pairs you want to watch. If not, just leave it as auto, and change every other thing, either this to 2 for 2 rows, or but if you have a selected indicator, just change to manual instead of auto. Then enter all the pairs you want and separate it by comma. But in this case, I have mine ready already. I will just like to paste it, and here is it. And so right upper chart corner, every other thing's okay. So time frame button, I don't want it. With this, I'm okay with the setting. Just click OK, and we have all the pairs here. We have all the pairs here. I just press Ctrl G on my keyboard right now. Okay, let's add the last indicator I have here, and this is TMA. TMA indicator, and here is it. I would like to change. I only need the band, the channel, the two band line. I don't need any other thing from this particular indicator, so I'm going to change the remaining color to null. I don't want it. And this, let me change this to red, and this to blue. You can increase the weight as you like, which I'm rightly doing right now. And the other setting is this. You can play around with this setting, but let's leave it at default setting and click OK. And here we have it right now. We have this particular strategy is set right now, so we will follow the simple I would like to change this background, this black background. Just go to property and change anything you want to change. The background, I would like to change it to maybe silver. Just click on it and change it to silver. Okay, here's it. Then the background, foreground, I'm going to change it to let me leave it black. Then the grid, I would like a silver also. And the bar up, let's change it to black. Bar down, black also. Bear candle, sorry, bar down is black. Bull candle is black also. Then by bear candle, I'm going to change it to white. I just need something clear. Then the what other thing? The line graph. What we change it to right now? Okay, let's go with black also. Then the volume green. Then the just leave it the way it is and click okay. I think it's better right now. It's clear. So this is this particular strategy. We have everything we need to actually test this particular strategy out. So I'm going to change demarcate it for each day. I just click Ctrl Y on my keyboard. So let's check this strategy out, and let me explain how this actually will work. Now we have this exterminator indicator giving us this buy signal, this blue vertical line at this point, because this histogram actually cross above zero line, and that's why we have this particular blue. Then you look for the ST indicator, the arrow, to actually appear here. At this point we have everything in agreement. Both actually agree at this particular point. We have this already giving us a buy at this point, but you wait for this the other indicator before you place your order. And at this point we have both of them in agreement, so you place your order and target this upper band. And therefore a sell, we have another signal at this point. The SC Obos giving us a good signal for sell at this point. And if you check this also, it was also in agreement, so you place your order here for a sell and target. Your target is going to be the lower band, and your stop loss can be at the previous few pips above the previous high. At this point, just few pips above it. And here is another signal for a buy, and look at this arrow also. Then you place your order at this point when both was actually in agreement, and target the upper Bollinger Band. So you can actually scalp with this particular strategy, and that was 15 minutes, and here is 30 minutes also. And then when you check this particular one at this point, we have a set signal in agreement with this buy arrow here, but this didn't give us didn't give us signal until this particular point, and here is another buy, but we have this also already, and here is a set signal from this, and we have this, and a buy at this point for a buy, and for a sell. Let's check few other pairs. Let's check euro, Australian dollar, and see. Okay, here's 30 minutes for this particular pairs, and if you look at it very well, we have a buy signal at this point, and the arrow was actually present, sell at this point, and this was present. We have buy at this point, we didn't see the arrow, so it is not valid. We have arrow here, and we have the other indicator was an agreement at this point for a buy. So this is how you actually use this particular indicator. Let's check a few other pips also. It's the same principle for all the pairs. So Euro, New Zealand, and here is it on 30 minutes also for a buy. We have this that gave us a signal at this point, and the arrow, here is the arrow following, white arrow for a buy. We have sell by this indicator, this white arrow, but this didn't give us a confirmation, and there we have another sell, the white arrow, and then we have confirmation here also, and here for a buy, and for a sell at this point for a buy, and this is how this strategy actually work. It's a good strategy. If you check 15 minutes, it's still the same principle. You see it's here, the white arrow, and this in agreement, the white arrow here, and this in agreement also. This is white arrow at this particular point. We have white arrow here. This was actually in agreement also, and when you check 1 hour, it's still the same principle. Here's white arrow for a buy. This was also present for confirmation. Here is it again, and here was actually present the other indicator, and here is this white arrow for a sell pointed down. This was actually in agreement, and here is this also for a buy, and this was actually in agreement. So this is how to use this particular strategy. You can actually get the indicator online. Just Google it out, and you are going to get it. But you can chat me now on my Telegram group if you actually need this from me. It is free. It is not a paid strategy. So kindly chat me up on my Telegram group. But before I close, and let me show us also that we can use this particular strategy to trade indices, and here is 1 hour on the US 30, but normally I like trading this particular pairs on lower time frame, like 5 or 15 minutes, and here is US 30 for a buy at this particular point. We have a signal here. This was actually in agreement. We have a sell here, and this was actually in agreement to confirm this. So here's another arrow for a buy, and this actually confirm a few candle, like 3 candle after them, and we have sell by this arrow, but there's no confirmation here, so we are not going to take the trade. So how to take this particular strategy is to make sure that number one, the price is at the upper bound, either upper bound for a sell and the lower bound for a buy. Once that first rule is met, then the next thing you look at is the arrow. So this arrow must be present after this the candle actually touch the lower band for a buy. For a sell, it must touch the upper band, then followed by this candle, and check the other indicator for confirmation here. So you must make sure that this the candles either touch the upper or the lower band before you place your trade. Any signal that is generated in between, I don't take it. I don't take it because this was coming not from the upper band. So this is invalid for me. Though it deliver, but I'm not going to take it. So I normally take the extreme, either low or up. So this is how to trade this particular strategy. It's a simple one that anyone can use. Just follow the just 2 or 3 rules, and you will be okay. You will be okay. Let me check Euro USD. This is Euro USD on 30 minutes, and when you check this particular point, we have a buy arrow here followed by this, and we have a serious move upwards. So a sell arrow by this is continuation of the buy. We have the first buy was at this point here, and here's another arrow still confirming the same direction, so you can add more to your trade. And here we have the opposite signal, but at this point this histogram didn't cross to the lower side below 0, so it is not valid until this point that we have this arrow present, and this other indicator actually confirm this particular trade for a sell, and we have sell since that particular point. Here is it for a buy, but the other indicator didn't confirm it. We don't have a confirmation yet for this buy arrow too. So you trade this particular strategy with 2 or 3 rules. Make sure number 1 is either the price at the upper band or the lower band. That is number 1. Number 2, the arrow must appear after the candle touch the upper or the lower band, either for a buy or for a sell. Number 3, this indicator must actually confirm these 2 signal before you place your order. So this is a simple strategy. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly make sure you do so. Do have a wonderful day, and do have a peaceful day. Bye.